You're doing it right now, mistaking your chains for comfort. Every morning routine, every evening ritual, every habit you've convinced yourself makes you disciplined. They're actually making you a prisoner. How long has this been true? By the end of this, you'll know exactly why the very habits you believe are setting you free are systematically destroying your ability to choose, and how the Stoics saw through this trap 2,000 years ago. Here's what nobody wants you to realize. Your brain doesn't distinguish between good habits and bad ones when it comes to autonomy. Every automatic response, every unconscious pattern, everything you do without thinking is a small surrender of your will. You wake up at 6 a.m., same time, every day. You tell yourself this is discipline, but when did you last choose to wake up at 6 a.m.? Not decide once and repeat, but actually choose in that moment to rise? The choice happened months ago, maybe years. Now you're just executing code. Your morning coffee, your workout routine, your productivity system, the path you take to work, how you respond to stress, how you check your phone. These aren't choices anymore. They're automated responses running on a biological machine that used to be your conscious mind. Aurelius Maximus once told me something that shattered my understanding of discipline. Those steel blue eyes fixed on mine, as he said, "The man who never questions his virtuous habits is twice the slave of the man who knows his vices, because at least the man with obvious vices knows he's trapped." You've built a beautiful prison. The bars are made of optimization and efficiency. The walls are constructed from morning routines and evening rituals. The door is locked with the belief that because these habits serve you, you're still free. But freedom isn't about having good habits instead of bad ones. Freedom is about maintaining the power to choose, moment by moment, what you do next. Every habit, no matter how beneficial, is a small death of choice. Think about your last week. How many of your actions came from conscious decision in the moment versus automatic execution of predetermined patterns? The percentage is lower than you think, and it's getting lower every day. This is the hidden threat the Stoics understood that modern productivity culture completely misses. We've been sold the idea that the goal is to automate virtue, make good choices automatic, so we don't have to think about them. But Marcus Aurelius wrote something that reveals the trap. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Power over your mind, not automated responses, not optimized systems. Conscious power over your mental processes, exercised moment by moment. The Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man in the world, wasn't writing about building better habits. He was writing about maintaining moment-to-moment awareness of choice. Marcus Stone learned this the hard way. For years, he'd built what he thought was an unshakable foundation of discipline. Every aspect of his life was systematized, optimized, habitualized. He could tell you exactly what he'd be doing at 3:47 p.m. next Tuesday. That angular jawline would set with determination as he executed, routine after routine, believing each automated response made him stronger, until he realized he couldn't stop. The morning he tried to sleep in, just once, just to see if he could. His body woke up anyway. The day he tried to skip his workout to spend time with family, the mental discomfort was unbearable. The evening he tried to read instead of following his usual routine, his mind couldn't settle. His habits had become his master. This is when he discovered what the Stoics actually meant by discipline. Not the elimination of choice through automation, but the strengthening of choice through constant practice. Real Stoic discipline isn't about building unbreakable routines. It's about building an unbreakable capacity to choose. Every morning becomes a conscious decision to rise early, not because habit demands it, but because wisdom applied in this moment, suggests it serves your highest good. Every workout becomes a deliberate embrace of discomfort, not because your schedule dictates it, but because your rational mind, engaged right now, recognizes the value. Every response to adversity becomes a conscious application of philosophy. Not because you've trained yourself to react stoically, but because you've maintained the presence of mind to choose the stoic response. The difference is subtle but revolutionary. Seneca captured it perfectly. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Stop just where he is, not where his habits dictate, not where his routines demand, where he consciously chooses to stop. This is freedom, the maintained capacity to pause any pattern, question any automatic response, and choose differently if wisdom demands it. Your habits aren't evil. Your routines aren't wrong. But they become prison bars the moment you lose the ability to consciously deviate from them. True discipline is keeping your habits, while keeping your freedom to break them. Every routine you've built can serve you, as long as you remain its master rather than becoming its slave. The Stoic practices daily examination not to perfect his habits, but to ensure his habits haven't perfected their hold on him. Start small. Tomorrow morning, before you begin your routine, pause. Notice the automaticity. Feel the pull of pattern. Then choose. Maybe you choose the same action, but you choose it consciously, deliberately, free. This is how you turn prison bars back into tools. This is how you reclaim your mind from your own optimization. This is how you discover that true strength lies not in perfect habits, but in perfect presence of choice. Now that you see it, it gets worse.